Hello there. So, the first order of business I gotta take care of. Don't worry, this is not becoming a Minecraft channel or anything. I usually focus on, games that are, less popular, like Kingdom Rush and stuff, though Kingdom Rush is certainly a lot more popular than it used to be. There were times when you couldn't find some of the soundtrack on YouTube, but see, now I figured I should share something, and this is, I think, a story of overambition. And this is me when I decided, I've seen so many people make cool maps in Minecraft. What if I made my own? And this was the byproduct of that. The first thing you might notice is that there's I think, a clay block out there. I do not know the story behind that clay block being there. Either way, my first process was, it's a void world, right? If we pull up F3, biome, the void. So I took the whole stone platform, and not through commands, mind you, but manually, just like a classic creative world. I turned all of it into quartz. I added the lights later. And this wall is here so that you can't see the main area, because we are at like Y level 1, I think, or something close to that. 4. We're at Y level 4. So there's the rules. The only issue is I decided, I should probably write the rules once I'm actually done. And I basically just used the most basic thing possible. But listen. Yep. So when you hit 15, that comparator fires on a command block down there through redstone, and it opens this door for us. And then we start the real journey. And one thing I like is that if you stand right on here, this perfectly frames the sun. And I built this by hand too, and I think it looks very nice. Now these two halls are eventually going to be something. I don't know what. They are going to be something. And I think, I'm not sure how high I have my render distance, but might be able, if we go out this way, might be able to actually see the spawn platform. Okay, no, I cannot. Oh, yeah, and although there's about 5 minutes of gameplay in here so far, that did not stop me from, there's the clay block. It's this way. I got my cardinal directions messed up. Yeah, there's still a lot of commands in this area that does exist. And maybe I'll make a video actually going over the technical side of this. So basically, there's 16 levels. And this is the only one that I actually started, Spaceman Journey. But I don't want to do that yet. So let's go over the other one. There's several. There's Flight School, Skyblock 64, which is like the dumbest one, Gladiator, Wheel of Misfortune, which I might have changed the name of because the whole thing was just a game show. That was my idea. Very Hard Parkour, Zombie Survival, The Horrible Level, which is also a dumb name. It's like horror themed. The Labyrinth, Iron Gate, Aristotle versus Mashy Spike Blade, that's just a Portal reference, Survival Island, Puzzler's stupid too, Golf. This is like the final boss, and this is like a bonus. It's kind of inspired by like the diversity maps, considering they're like the most famous maps of all time. I kind of put my spin in it, and I had, ambitious ideas. I wanted this to be big. Didn't work out that way, but I did start on this one, because it's the first one here, Spaceman Journey. And, yeah, you'll put the spaceship name here when you think of it. I don't think I ever actually came up with the spaceship name, but it's funny that I still have that in there. And yeah, we're on easy so that the hostile mobs can be there, which is why we have saturation. Well, we should have saturation. Might have broken the saturation machine, honestly. I broke the saturation machine. That's always funny when that happens. Alright, flight school was kind of just like a war thing. It's like transporting valuable cargo through the jungle, and I'd have all these little skeleton snipers hiding in the trees. It's Skyblock. It's just Skyblock. Now this one's probably very inspired by the diversity maps, because the only way you would win the Skyblock is by, like, how would you win it? It's by doing what they do in diversity, collecting a preset list of items. I used the debug stick to make the redstone look like that, by the way. It's Gladiator. It's level based. It's not like one big arena. I just wanted to like make weird mobs with commands. That's why there's a husk with a trident and a piglin wearing a turtle shell. This Wheel of Misfortune. And then the parkour one that took me like 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes, not way more than like probably 2-3 hours to get this. To get the commands right for this room. It was so stupid. Let's see if I can jump up here. I still think this looks really cool with him like aiming down on the zombies. Zombie survival, and then the spooky, scary branch. Okay, now down here, what do we have? I like the Escapists a lot. I think if you go in Steam, the only game I have more hours in than the Escapists is Security Breach. Maybe I'll play the Escapists on this channel one day. Either way, I just want to make the Escapists in Minecraft. And being based on like diversity, like I figured, put an equivalent of the Labyrinthian branch in here, because they got rid of Labyrinthian branch in Diversity 3 and replaced it with Elytra. But I think there's a reason they got rid of the Labyrinthian branch. It's kind of a dumb idea. That's the best one. Like, out of all of these, like, I don't care about droppers. I've never played a dropper map aside from the diversity ones in my life. Yeah. This one's the whole survival experience. You gotta go to the Ender Dragon in mine. Oh, fun fact, while trying to change biomes, I got a virus, so that's why, all the biome colors, all the grass is still the same. Even though I wouldn't have wanted it to be. That might also be changed eventually. And golf. I think golf is just a honestly nice idea. Golf with ender pearls. And okay, clearly I was in the middle of testing something and I didn't even put the barriers back. But I think this is cool. It cycles through patterns. Kind of a basic thing. I don't even know what this is. This is kind of just abstract art. Who knows what the last level would actually be. But I think it looks cool. This little changing screen. I don't know what this is. And there's a little plate to reset everything. All the mob noises disappear. So now I figure I might as well actually go in here. Yes. I wonder what would happen if you hit the no button the instant you teleported. Either way, here we are. Key opens blue doors. I like the text like that. There we go. This is all for my uses, I'm imagining. That's the ice packing facility. We work as a lowly ice packer on this ship. Now here's something I noticed that I was not going to fix. This is how the rooms were meant to go, right? But I messed up on like the fill commands on this side, and there's a bigger gap between every room. And if you go down here, first of all, I came up with a super convoluted way of making it so you couldn't go through doors. Instead of just, you know, the classic strategy of having it always powered by a lever, I came up with this dumb thing that like tests for an open door and then breaks it and clones in another door. But yeah, this door's locked. Yeah, I am not walking back. So, here we are. And if we look out here, access granted, you can see the sun kind of, the windows are small. And then there's kind of this, like, look at this, like, the amount of commands going off right here is kind of ridiculous. Something I could have accomplished by putting levers behind these doors. That's what overthinking is called. So, oh, what? You want to see a pressure plate disappear? Alright, so the pack time scoreboard is just there for like my own personal reference. However, I honestly really like this. I mean, first of all, how many uses do you actually get for Gilded Blackstone? It's probably one of the most forgotten blocks in the game, but it makes nice caution tape. I got to play around with the new soul torches. In case you can't tell, 1.16 was kind of a new thing. And look at this lighting pattern. Like, the lighting pattern is honestly super nice. Got nice ceiling fans. It is possible to like kill yourself down here, but there's nothing that breaks if you respawn back there. So yeah, these are the ice packers, and these are all structure blocks. Doing that because structure blocks are kind of what helps me with 90% of this. Basically, you can just take the ice out of here with the lever and craft it, but there is no actual like objective of how much ice you have to make. You just have to wait for the timer to run out, and if I remember correctly, I think at 3,500 ticks is when it runs out. I would obviously hide that in the final version. Yeah, I like look at that. That's cool. That's cool. And also the classic look of like using iron blocks for the building. That used to be very common, but also quartz. So much quartz in here. Quartz and sea lanterns. Like this is an homage to the maps where like 90% of it was just quartz. And you can't climb up this ladder, so don't even try. Although I was planning on putting like a secret back there so that like once you got the jump boost, if you jumped like way over there, you could actually like get some sort of secret. I don't know what it would be, but you could get something. Aside from that, we're about here, an alarm that is made of the sounds of guardians dying, and we're going to get jump boost, and we're going to be commanded to jump up there so that we can help the captain. And what is that? Is that a missing block, or is that a... That's weird. That looks out of place. I think I remember that. Okay, I think it's at 3,500. 3,600? There we go. You like the sound? Alright, so It's a great emergency. We have to come up to the command module immediately. Given an experimental potion to reach the blocked doorway. Time is of the essence. Indeed. You gotta jump on one of these. There's hardly any actual gameplay in this beginning portion. That's the best part, is the lack of real gameplay at this portion. Okay, main hall system and magic, woo. So here's Secretary Johnson. I think he's gonna, because the Secretary Johnson's already spawned in, so I think he's gonna die when I hit this pressure plate. Okay, I've been given hints. The first hint is a freebie. Every 10 minutes you'll be granted a new hint. Have fun. So the hint time's kind of the same thing, but I never actually programmed in the hints. They don't do anything. Also, you can't reach Secretary Johnson. He's surrounded by barriers. Now watch this. Magic. I think the last thing I was doing before I kind of like stopped on this was trying to figure out a way to make it so you'd face this way when you got teleported. But for whatever reason, this system is so broken because it could sometimes get you into like an infinite loop of like killing the item it was giving to you. So you'd just end up like soft locked right there. Either way, this is supposed to be like a maze, and you get in the elevators, and the elevators like teleport you to the next floor, but they don't line up with each other, so it's like a puzzle for you to solve. But I only made the first floor, and that already took me a very long time. There is not really much to see. It's all kind of more of these hallways, except I think I finally learned how to make a locked door without... Although the locked in your chat over and over and over does kind of get a little annoying. And I didn't put any barriers here. You can just jump out. Yeah. And then the correct solution involved getting in that elevator. But there we go. Now, that's it. So now I have to reset everything, and let me see if I still have the reset process memorized. So I think what I do is, did not mean to do that at all. Okay. I think, right, which one, right, redstone. Is this the, okay, no, this is, I'm trying to find, there's a line somewhere for stopping. Alright, I think this, alright, there we go. So that got rid of the hint time. And I think if I remember correctly, there's like a repeater that gets removed, so putting it back then will make this line accessible again. And yeah, look at all of those structure block lines, seriously. And I realized that, I should have shown you this room, but this room was a pain, and I think I'm just going to build it somewhere else, because I didn't realize, oh, it would face the starting area. But even blacking it out with the concrete, it doesn't look the same, and so I'd have to build that somewhere else. Yeah. Oh, and also, if I recall correctly, this turret actually works. Yeah, kind of nice. So, yeah, that's all I made though. And I drew up the rest of this level. I had it all planned out. So, but I never got to it. And I never got to the actual, like, any sort of combat or really anything other than walking around. This is still, like, the introductory part. And I don't think this will ever be finished. I mean, we're still on 1.17. I'm afraid of, like, updating this world now because it's old. When I started it, it was 1.16. The update came along when I was in the middle of building it, but I haven't really played Minecraft much since then, so we're kind of stuck the way it is. Sad day. I think that just shows something about overambition. That whole thing was never really going to get built, but I had some fun doing it, but it got burnt out quickly, not even a 16th of the way through it. So it's kind of a valuable lesson for everyone. And that was just a fun little video I wanted to make. I think I'll probably make a part 2 where I go over like all the technical command stuff, because it is kind of cool. Either way, have a nice day. Remember to check out the Kingdom Rush videos too, because that's what I actually like do. Bye.